Good evening to everyone. It's another Wednesday. I think it's our 13th Wednesday since we began this in June. A lot of thoughts in my head as to what to discuss and what to talk about this evening, and trying yet to keep it fairly well focused. I read a story just a little while ago, and it had to do with this. It was a postal worker was busy sorting through mail, and what his job was to get all of the undecipherable or illegible or undeliverable mail and sort it out from all the rest of the mail. And one letter that he got was written to God with no specific address on it, just "Dear God." So he decided to open it. And when he opened it, he read this. He said it was from an 83-year-old widow named Edna. And she wrote, "Dear God, you know, yesterday I was robbed of my purse. I'm just a simple widow. And in the purse I had $100 and don't have any other money coming in until my next payment. The uh, what I was trying to use that for was next week is Christmas, and I had invited two of my friends to have dinner with me, and I was going to make them this wonderful dinner. But now, without that money, I'm not going to be able to give them anything. Can you please help me? You're the only one I can rely on and trust. Can you please help me?" Well, the postal worker's heart was warmed. It was really touched. So he showed the letter around the postal workers, and slowly but surely they raised money for the envelope and put in the envelope. And before long, they had raised $90. And $90 went into the envelope, and the postal workers sent it back to Edna. Well, the postal workers felt really warm, and they were kind of glowing as to what they were, because of something that they had did for someone else. And not only that, but they could just try to picture the special meal that Edna now was able to give to her with her two friends. Well, a week after Christmas, another letter came directed to God. Oh, so the postal worker got it, and he opened it up and shared it, and they all gathered around to look at the letter. And the postal worker read, "Dear God, my heart can't express how deeply I appreciate the wonderful thing you did for me. I Because of your thoughtful and loving gift, I was able to have a glorious dinner for my two friends. I told my friends about your gift and how special we were because your response to us and the love that we received from you. We want to let you know how grateful we are to you. I do, however, have to let you know that there was $10 missing from my 100. Only $90 was in the envelope, but I bet you it was those thieving postal workers who stole it. You know, I just can't stand those people. The the reality is, you can imagine what the postal workers was as they were staring at the letter, signed Edna, what their thought was. A lot of thoughts come through my head when I was thinking about that little story. How sometimes we do a lot of good deeds, and sometimes it's, I'm sure the postal workers didn't do it so that they could feel good, but still, the thought of feeling good about doing something, it can motivate us into doing good just for the sake of how we feel about it. It makes us feel good, makes us feel better. When really the reality is, should we be doing good just because it's the thing to do? It's the right way to go. Um, we shouldn't have any other motivation about how we should feel, because the doing good is not about us, it's about other. It is about doing for other. Sure, certainly, there's a lot of lessons we can get out of that from Edna's point of view and from the postal worker's point of view. What do we get? What do we take from that? It is the thought of choosing to do good and not worrying about the response, not worrying about how people respond to us, whether they thank us effusively or whether they don't. Maybe it would have been better if nothing had been said, or certainly Edna didn't know it was the postal workers who collected the money. Maybe she would have changed their thoughts on it. But did this change the outlook of the postal workers about doing good for someone? I hope not. I hope not. Just like I hope it wouldn't change our opinion. It wouldn't change our reason, our rationale of doing good for anyone either. Let's not worry about how people respond to what we say or respond to what we do, as long as what we do is for the greater glory of God. It is to try to give witness to the faith that we say we profess at all times, today, tomorrow, and every today and tomorrow of our life. And let the good Lord sort it all out at another time when it comes our time. So when he looks to us, he said, oh, I know you. Come, all you, and receive that which has been prepared for you from the beginning of time. God bless you all and have a wonderful Wednesday. Hopefully you'll join us at Adoration this evening. And if not, we'll think of you and pray for you there. Okay? And Mary, Help of Christians, pray for us. Mary, Help of Christians, pray for you. God bless y'all and have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Wednesday.